In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my formula for solving marriage crises. So this is how I analyze situations when somebody brings me their problems, and this is how I create a basic plan for them to be able to solve any marriage crisis they're in. So whenever somebody reaches out to me saying, hey, they need support, and they share with me their details, this is the framework that I view it through. So I'm sharing this with you so you can use it to apply to your own situation. And yeah, I'm excited. Let's dig in. All right. So any marriage crisis comes down to one essential thing. It's a core philosophy of mine is unmet needs. And maybe you've heard me say this before if you watch this channel. Relationships are really just a needs game. And when two people first come together, they do so because they believe they're going to meet each other's needs. And the only thing that leads to divorce and separation is that either one or both parties' needs haven't been met for a very long time. So your marriage crisis is really a needs crisis. And when you learn to meet those needs, you can turn it around. First, you have to understand it, but then once you learn to meet it, that's how you truly turn it around. Well, I should say, once you learn how to meet it and she receives that and you act on it and she's able to receive it, that's when it officially turns around. So in a crisis, now I like to look at it in terms of two categories of needs. And if you look at this triangle as like the sum total of all the needs that your marriage needs to thrive, we'll say we break it into about here. And at the top, we have thriving needs. And at the bottom, we have survival needs. And what I mean when I say that is here are the needs that if you meet, will turn your marriage from just kind of making it to incredible, right? In terms of inspirational marriage. As you fill up these needs, you go into having a marriage that you wouldn't trade for the world. Somebody you love and adore. You guys show up. You're the inspiration of your friends. It's a whole needs ascension model that I teach to my clients. But there's the thriving needs. Here, we have the survival needs. These are the bare minimum needs that have to be in the marriage for it to survive and stay together. Your marriage crisis, there are no thriving needs being met, or very few. But what's happening is now the survival needs are going away or are gone. And when the survival needs are gone, that's when we start talking about divorce. That's when we start talking about separation. And solving a marriage crisis to the point is really a game of getting out of survival to this line right here, this threshold of safety, we'll call it in the marriage, of stability in the marriage, getting it from survival into here. And then from there, you have the space to start building it back up. This takes a long time to go from stable to thriving at the highest level. This can be done relatively quickly. It's the whole component of what we teach and what we do with our clients is reestablishing the survival needs back into the marriage. So going back to what we were talking about, the formula, I need you to first understand the kind of the philosophy here. Now, what are the three important survival needs? One, and if you're familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's very similar to this, is safety, both emotional and physical safety. She has to feel safe with you. She has to feel safe to open up, come to you, safe physically around you. She has to feel safe. If she doesn't feel safe, she's going to shut down. It's what everybody does. When somebody doesn't feel safe, they shut down or they leave the environment. So she has to feel safe. She has to trust you. And it's not even she, both of you, really. Like this is the marriage, not just her, but really what we're talking about is her. So there has to be safety in the marriage. There has to be trust. You have to trust each other in marriage, but she has to trust you. And she has to feel like a priority. She has to feel significant. She has to feel important to you. She has to feel irreplaceable. Being a priority means she feels irreplaceable to you. Okay. These are the three things. So when somebody comes and starts sharing their situation with me, what am I listening for? Where are all the areas that you're telling me where I can imagine that she's not feeling safe? What are the things that you're currently doing that is creating a lack of safety? What are the things you've done in the past that creates a lack of safety? Trust. I'm listening for what, based on what you're sharing, what can she not trust you to do? What does she believe that if this happens, you're going to do the opposite of what she wants? Where has she lost trust in you? Right? A lot of times it shows up in like leadership, like not making decisions, not handling things, all that kind of stuff. Reactivity shows up a lot for safety. And then priority. How have you two been interacting where she doesn't believe she's a priority? Are you working all the time? Is your life between work, kids, and nothing else? Nothing left over for her? Are you dealing with porn? Are you dealing with video game addiction? Are you staying out late at night drinking with your friends? Like, where are all the areas where it's going to make her feel like she's not a priority? And when I'm on a call, I'm just going through these three things in my mind, listening. And at the end, I give them a plan. I'm like, okay, here are all the problems. Here are the needs that have to be met. Here's what she's experiencing. This is the opposite of what you're going to have to do to be able to restore these needs. And that will take us out of crisis. So it's not brain surgery. Theoretically, you can go do this right now. Now, if you want help with it, then one, if you need help with the need side, there's a bunch of guides, resources, links, all that kind of stuff below where you can get tons of free stuff to support you with showing up in this way. And if you want me to personally hear your situation and give you this plan, you can always drop a link below, book a call. It should be down somewhere here. To be able to book a call, we'll talk. I'll give you your plan. No big deal. I want to see you win. And yeah, so that's my formula. Hope you like it. Drop links, questions below if you need to, whatever. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.